tell us a little bit about the work that Naomi was doing with Abdul in the off-season, particularly in regards to like stamina?
Yeah, I mean, that's Abdul's field. The way we structured the off-season was we started the first week where we prioritized only strength and conditioning, so we did, just a lot of running, and that was the main focus. There was no tennis. It was just in the morning and afternoon was a gym session or field or whatever it was that Abdul had set up. And then second week still a little bit more with strength and conditioning as a main focus, and then tennis slowly took over. So we just wanted to make sure that the body feels right and that she's in the best possible shape. And so you would have to ask Abdul for all that. That's not my idea.
Naomi advanced to quarterfinal here first time. So what do you think about her results so far?
Yeah, it's great, especially coming off of the last two matches where she lost the first set, seeing how she's able to solve, the problem on court and comes back and wins it is beautiful to see, shows maturity and shows that she's come a long way and she's getting her emotions better under control. And yeah, overall just very proud of how she's handled this tournament so far.
So, of course, we can see how fit she is now, and of course, she made a huge progress in her fitness. But at the same time, she can hit a lot of drop shots, and today she made a lot of good volleys and dealing with slice shots. So, could you talk a little bit about her, this kind of techniques aspect? What kind of things she has done during the off season?
Yeah, we always try to, make sure that her game evolves, not just the body, the physique. That's like kind of the quickest change you can have, It doesn't take too long. So, but making sure that like an old habit on court gets, straightened out, or to give her new weapons like a drop shot. We worked a lot, and I wanted her to come into the net a little bit more, so she kind of tried that a little bit with Sevastova today. But it's just nice to see that certain things are working, on court, and we just always keep trying to evolve and make sure she has more weapons than just hitting it hard.
When Naomi comes in here and talks to us, she seems very blunt about her game, almost critical, very critical. Do you see that as a strength, or do you sometimes have to remind her that, her bar is very high and almost talk her down from her perfectionism? Or
No, I don't have to talk her down. I have to just tell her that grass is green, water flows, and everything is all right sometimes. But overall, she's very hard on herself. She has very high expectations. She wants to do well. She wants to get better. But that's a good thing. Like, I would not want, to have it the other way. So if I have to choose, I'll pick that.
was that partly why she was struggling after losing first sets last year, that she would get maybe self-critical as the second set is going on, or?
Maybe. I believe that that her mindset is just changing, a lot. I don't think it has something to do with perfectionism. I just felt like she didn't know how to tap into a different mindset. And if you just, start telling yourself, yes, I can, there's always something that is working. And so instead of trying to fix what isn't, it's easier to see what is working and then kind of try to do that. So it's been working so far, and I want to see her do that more.
Sascha, when you talk about her problem solving and ability to problem solve, not just this match, but against Shea as well, obviously no on-court coaching here and all that. So can you talk about her evolution as a problem solver from the time that you started working with her until now? Because she used to be so boxed into one way of playing.
Yeah,
they disagreed with my question, but
from the very beginning, like when I started with her, I always try to tell her that there's so much more different types of pressure than just blasting the ball. So you can hit angles, different types of spins, a drop shot coming in, getting 50 balls back in a row is putting pressure on the opponent. So I wanted her to understand that, And knowing that she did have already so much power, it was very, I mean, for me, it was very obvious that she just had to do more of the other stuff. You know, I always want her to play her game first and, you know, start trying to, you know, win these matches as easy as she can. But if, you know, something isn't working, you need to have a plan B, plan C. And that's what, you know, we've been trying to work on in practice.
Sascha, I'd like to follow up about coming in behind her shots a little bit. How do you coach someone to do that? It's such a psychologically different way to play tennis, dealing with getting past, how, just as a coach, how do you bring someone along to do those sorts of things? There was points today where I thought, oh, why isn't she coming in behind those things?
Yeah, well, I kind of tried to tell Naomi from the very beginning that most important for me is not even the result, but just making the right decisions. And if she can understand that if the decision is there and I have to go in, long term, she's going to end up winning, you know. And it's not about me in that moment, you know, telling her, you know, if it's 30 all and hey, the ball is short, 5 all, third set, you got to come in, you got to come in. So having said that, of course, saying and, you know, doing it in practice and then doing it on the court is a complete different thing. But with Naomi, she's pretty brave when it comes to that, and she sees that also the success rate is there. So even today, she won more points than lost them. And as a coach, obviously, you need a little bit of luck with that too, because if she does come in, you know, and then loses, like, I don't know, every 6 points, you know, that she comes in, it's a little tough, you know, to justify it. But so far, it's been working. She's picked the right shots. She has a good feel for it. And she knows what she has to do. It's just, you know, encouraging her to do the right decision.
Sascha, you know how Naomi talks about her wanting to be more mature during the matches. Is that something that she's trying to do by herself, or do you help her out in any way?
No, I can't speed up time. You know, I can only help so much. No, I believe that, you know, like, she learned so much from last year. She's had major ups. She's had 3 first-round losses. We've had injuries. We've had a little bit of everything. And she's learned from every single situation, and I believe that that's what prepares her for this year. You know, certain, like, not even mistakes, but things happen to you in life that you can't avoid. And then you just learn from it and grow. You know, as you get older, you just got to make sure you're open-minded and then see it as a good thing. And that's what she's been doing, so that's all kudos to her and, you know, the parents who raised her that way. So
sort of on a similar topic to what I was talking about Naomi about the cameras. I mean, in the sort of entertainment of tennis, you're sort of a supporting character, whether it's they're showing you in the stands or they can show you in the hallways too, or they can have a microphone on you in on-court coaching and they have the cameras that laver right in the box looking at you. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious how, if you're always comfortable with that up-close access is getting more and more, especially here, or if you wish there was more of a barrier, more privacy sometimes for you and your role in this, and I guess the athletes too.
I signed up for Instagram 3 weeks ago, so that should tell you about my camera relationship, you know. So I'm like, I know there's certain moments where I think it's fun for the fans and stuff, you know, but I think that, like, the little thing right in the box, like, I don't like, for example, in the court, because I feel like it's right there. And I don't know, does it pick up sound? Does it not? Am I, like, if I just, you know, like, if I show something or, like, to myself, will I, you know, be judged upon it or not? So that I personally don't like. Like, if the ones are on TV or stuff, you know, that you see, kind of, it's okay. But if they're hidden too much, then I feel like you run, they're just kind of trying to catch you on something, you know. So I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
She said she only had about one camera. Do you know where all the cameras are in the hallways?
Oh, yeah, by now I do. Yeah, they're by the warm-up area outside towards Court 16, then under Margaret Court Arena. There's another one by that warm-up area, yeah, so you'll see me, like, leaning against the pillar there in the middle. But, yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that.
She said last night she watched Federer Tsitsipas match, but do you think she is a kind of player who likes to watch tennis in general and to analyze or to learn something from these matches?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. You know, we had our team chat going. You know, we were all in our rooms and WhatsApping each other about the match. And I mean, come on, it's Roger. Like, how would you not want to watch him play? You know, like it doesn't matter who he plays. And then especially, you know, with a young kid like, you know, Tsitsipas coming up this much, playing some sensational tennis, huge drama in the first game already. You know, what's better than that? So, yeah. We enjoyed it.
Sascha, what has been the most challenging aspect of this partnership for you? And I know you've had tons of experience with players, but maybe not as the kind of only head coach.
Yeah.
So you must be learning a lot as well, I guess.
I don't think it has anything to do with my role that really has, you know, made anything. There's always things that work better and things that don't. I don't know. So far, I can't really pinpoint anything that hasn't been working or that I can say, oh, I wish, you know, this wasn't like that. Or, you know, I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And so far, I at least want to think that, you know, things have been working out well. And the results do show it too. So, I mean, I'm happy. You know, I hope she's too.
After the first Grand Slam winning, and many women players is struggling, but Naomi can get here and get quarterfinal. Why?
Why? She played some good tennis. Yeah, you know. I mean, the matches she had, you know, she was down also 1-4 and what was it, 15-40. So she was almost on the way home too. But no, she's just played some great tennis here so far, and I can't answer why the other girls lost, what they did preseason, what they didn't do. I can only talk about Naomi, you know, and she's worked her ass off, you know, and she's deservingly in the quarterfinals in my mind.
Does she use a heavier than average racket for a powerful? She develops a lot of power in her forehand. Does she use average racket or a heavier racket?
What's an average racket?
Around 280 grams.
280, that's really light.
So what is the weight of a racket?
What is the weight? That's a secret. I'm not telling you that.
Sascha, Naomi's won a Grand Slam. How does that, you know, the sponsorship, all of that comes with that kind of a victory, how do you navigate her time in a different way? Obviously, there are other claims on her time as a result of that.
That's not so much my job yet, I want to say. You know, we have an unbelievable relationship with her agent, you know, Stuart, who's doing a great job. And he sets, you know, ahead of time, like there was a bunch of like photo shoots or meetings she had to fly out maybe for another day, and he came and asked me, you know, before the preseason started, hey Sascha, you know, she needs to go for 2 days and do this, when is a good time, so we communicate and work around the schedule. But yeah, Naomi knows so far her priorities, and it's not been like, you know, something where she's had every day something else to do. If it ever gets too much, then I will speak up. But so far, that, yeah, her agent's been doing a great job, and mom and dad also structuring it. So I just make sure she shows up at the courts.
Last question. Talk about possibly adding more mid-match coaching, making it legal in Grand Slam events, and curious what you think of that, if the rule should change, and if so, if you like the sort of WTA tournament style of going on court, or that they've done in qualies here. I don't know if you've seen where the player walks to the side of the court and talks to the coach from the stands.
Yeah, I've only seen it. I've never had a player to interact like on the side of the side of the fence. But I mean, personally, my personal opinion is I don't like it. Like, I don't like on-court coaching. I don't like coaching from the sidelines. I think it takes away the purity that tennis was. You know, I do believe that, you know, my father, you know, put me out there on the court in order to become more independent, to learn how to handle problems, to learn to be by myself so that nobody can help me. And I think that still parents do that for their kids. That's why they want them to start this sport, because it's something special. And I wish that we would keep it that way. And that's just my opinion, not changing it for the viewer or something, you know, to make it more interesting. So, Yeah, it's just my take on it.
Problem in the current rules with enforcement, I guess, of coach. You know, when people get called for code violations for coaching, it can be maybe a small percentage of the time that's actually happening.
No, but everybody knows, like all the coaches know what's allowed and what's not allowed, you know. Sometimes you try to sneak something by, you know, I'm guilty of that, you know, I've gotten a coaching warning before. But, you know, we're all grown-up men, we know what we have to do, we can't show up, you know, do some crazy stuff in the box. And ultimately, I do believe that, yeah, I think it's better to leave it for the players to, you know, battle it out by themselves and see who's better at the end of the day. Okay.